In this video, I decided to redesign everyone's favorite Minecraft mob, the Phantom. Now this mob gets a lot of hatred in the community, and if I'm being honest, I'm not sure why. So while looking for ideas and references for this project, I came across this beautiful art done by Neytirix. Their socials are in the description, go check them out, and decided to try and make the Phantoms just as cute. I first started by box modeling the general shape of a normal Minecraft Phantom to make sure that I keep a similar shape and proportions as I deform him. I then imported a picture of some gnarly dragon wings, tracing over the basic shape with some more box modeling for the wing bones. I then added 3 planes to create the wing flaps and messed with their geometry until I got a shape that I was happy with. Afterwards, I moved on to the body. Hiding the wings I just made, I deleted the placeholder body and replaced it with a cube, which I then extruded out and tapered to make the tail, before creating a ribcage from some more cubes. I then assigned them an array modifier and a Bezier curve, and voila! I now have a procedural ribcage. I continued messing around with the shape of the individual ribs, then using the curve to taper and resize the cage. Once I was happy with the overall shape, I moved on to making the vertebrates in pretty much the same way. I imported a reference image before extruding some vertices along the edges, joining them to make a fancy plane, and then extruding it out. I then started playing around with the shape and cleaning up the geometry, attaching it to its own curve and stretching it on top of the body, this time stretching it all the way to the tail. I then went through another round of processing, recreating the vertebrae to better fit the style I was emulating, then doing the same to the ribcage. Once the vertebrae and ribcage reflected the shape I wanted, I added a few levels to the body and reshaped it, adding a subdivision modifier and sculpting the general form. I then sculpted more of the vertebrae, unhid the wings, and moved the body to better fit them. I recreated the head, beveled some edges, sculpted the overall shape, scraped the sides, added ear flap thingies, and squished a cylinder down for the eyes. I then refined the wings some more, by adding a subdivision surface to the bones and merging the wing flaps. For this render, I wanted to mimic the butterfly wing pattern in the original image, so I grabbed a screenshot of the UV of the wings and brought it over to Photoshop. I added a gradient-based color, drawing out a bunch of cells by hand before using the pen tool to trace them. I then used a clipping mask to color all the cells with the gradient and added a dark purple background in between them. I then added a bunch of color spatters for texturing and randomness before importing it back into Blender and slapping it onto the wings. I then cranked up the emissions to make the cells glow. For the body texture, I added a simple color ramp with a Voronoi noise texture to make it more cellular. Increasing the emission slightly to make it look cartoony. I then copied over the same texture for the bones, adjusting the colors to better fit them. Extruded a few bones to rig the wings and body to, added a few keyframes to make it flap and bob, and now we have ourselves a flying phantom. I wonder if the Phantom is flying to subscribe because it knows how much it would help. What a great idea.